These 6 cunning kidnappers meet a merciless end because they made a fatal mistake. They kidnapped a small-looking girl, believing she was innocent and helpless. What the 6 of them failed to realize was that they were not kidnapping a child at all, but kidnapping their own death. At the beginning of the film, we see a 10-year-old girl practicing dance inside an empty hall. After finishing her practice, she gets into her Rolls-Royce and heads toward her home, unaware that someone is following her. These 6 kidnappers quietly reach her house. Their team consists of 2 women and 4 men. None of them know each other because they were hired by a third person for a huge amount of money. The rules are very clear. No unnecessary talking, no personal names, no sharing information that could help them remember each other later. Just do the job, take the money, and forget everything. Their target is to kidnap the girl and take her to a deserted, old, ruin-like house. Reaches home, these 6 kidnappers have already entered her room. Each one takes their position and hides in the darkness. The girl enters the room, sits on her bed, and talks to her father before going to sleep. During the conversation, one of the kidnappers accidentally drops something. Hearing the sound, the girl becomes alert. She looks toward the door, but seeing no movement, she calms herself and continues the conversation. The moment she falls asleep, the very next second, all 6 kidnappers attack her together. But the girl suddenly wakes up. She starts screaming loudly and showing unexpected courage. The girl is injected with an anesthetic, and within seconds, she loses consciousness. At the same time, the house security system gets activated. Even then, these 6 kidnappers somehow manage to kidnap the girl and escape from the house. After that, they place the girl inside their van. The driver moves forward with great skill and speed, cleverly avoiding security and heading toward their destination. After crossing the city limits, they arrive in front of a house that looks like a ruin from a distance. What surprises them is that the gate of the house is already open. Looking at this ghostly, abandoned house, a question briefly arises in everyone's mind about who could possibly live in such a place. But as soon as they step out of the vehicle with the girl, they see a middle-aged man standing in front of them. The moment they see him, they all understand that he is the same man who hired them for this job. The man then looks at all the kidnappers and tells them that his name is Lambert and that he is the one who hired them for this entire plan. He also says that he already knew they were highly professional people who carry out their work so cleanly that no one even gets a hint of it. According to Lambert, he is now completely confident that they are truly capable people, and so far, they have lived up to his expectations. Lambert further says that he is fully confident that the next part of the plan will also go exactly as intended. He then clearly states that all of them will have to stay in this house for the next 24 hours, and as soon as the girl's father pays the decided amount, they will release her. At that moment, one of the female kidnappers asks who this girl actually is. Lambert immediately makes it clear that no personal information can be shared. The woman then asks that if not about the girl, at least they can tell her who the girl's father is. Lambert replies that all he can say is that today a rich millionaire is going to become. Hearing this, it becomes clear that in exchange for the girl, Lambert has demanded a ransom of $5,551,435 her father. After that, Lambert looks at everyone and says that everything they might need is already available there and that he will meet them again after 24 hours. For now, he needs to leave. Saying this, he casually adds, "Enjoy the rat race." As soon as Lambert says this, one of the kidnappers focuses on his words. With a mix of surprise and anger, he questions Lambert about how he can speak to them like that and what he actually means by saying, "rat race." Saying this, Lambert locks the door from the outside and leaves. After he is gone, all the kidnappers begin to explore the place and start talking among themselves about who could possibly live in such a ruin-like location. But whatever the case may be, the place seems impressive to them. After that, everyone sits down and starts enjoying drinks. During this time, a discussion begins among them about who the girl's father might be. Someone guesses that he could be a superstar, while someone else suggests that he might be a tech billionaire. A few of them even wonder whether he could be a gangster involved in illegal activities. However, despite all these speculations, everyone remains confused about what kind of work the girl's father actually does that has made him so wealthy. At that moment, one of the female kidnappers says that a lot of time has passed and that she wants to go check whether the girl has regained consciousness or not. Saying this, the female kidnapper walks toward the room where the girl has been held captive. Upon entering the room, she sees that the girl has regained consciousness and is extremely frightened. A blindfold is tied over her eyes, which prevents her from seeing anything, and her hands are restrained with handcuffs. Repeatedly says that she wants to go home and begs to be set free. After that, the girl pleads for her handcuffs to be removed, saying that they are hurting her badly and that she cannot see anything. She explains that the handcuffs are too tight. There is so much politeness and helplessness in her voice that the female kidnapper's heart melts. Feeling pity for her, the woman unlocks the handcuffs. The woman is wearing a mask on her face so that the girl cannot recognize her. After that, she also removes the blindfold from the girl's eyes so that the child feels a little better and does not panic. The girl then starts crying. Seeing her in this condition, the woman feels even more sympathy for her. She comforts the girl and tells her that no one will harm her there, and she makes a pinky promise to her. Hearing this, the girl sobs and says that her father does not care about her at all and that he will not give any money in exchange for her. She also says that her father is a very dangerous man. Hearing all this, the female kidnapper wants to end the conversation quickly. Before leaving, she tells the girl that she is sorry for whatever is going to happen to her. After that, the woman closes the door and leaves, returning to her team. The female kidnapper then goes straight to the smartest person in the group and asks him whether he knows the name of the girl's father and what he does. In response, the man asks why she wants to know all this. The woman then tells him that the girl just told her that her father is a very dangerous man and that he will not give any money in exchange for her. Hearing this, the man explains that she would obviously say something like that because she is just a small child and is only trying to scare her. According to him, there is nothing like that, and the girl's father is not a dangerous person. After that, the man thinks to himself that he should go and talk to the girl personally to understand what she is really trying to say. With this thought, he walks straight to the room and enters after opening the door. As soon as he enters, he is shocked to see that there is no blindfold over the girl's eyes and that her hands are no longer handcuffed. Because of this, the girl clearly sees him, as he has entered the room without wearing any mask. Seeing this, he panics and immediately pulls out his gun, pointing it at the girl. In a mix of anger and fear, he asks her whether she saw his face. He then threatens her and says that if she really saw his face, she must immediately tell him what the color of his eyes is. He tries to intimidate her and warns that if she tells anyone anything about him, he will kill her. After that, the kidnapper asks the girl in a harsh tone to quickly tell him her father's name. Frightened, the girl answers that her father's name is Curse of Lazar. The moment he hears this name, the ground seems to slip from beneath the kidnapper's feet, because he knows that this name belongs to a very dangerous man. In panic, he immediately leaves the girl's room and starts packing his belongings into his bag, as if he wants to leave the place at once. Seeing this, the other team members stop him and ask what has happened and why he is suddenly leaving. He tells the rest of the team to keep his share as well, because he is leaving. He then reveals to them that the girl is the daughter of Curse of Lazar, and clearly states that Curse of Lazar is an extremely dangerous man. After this, a heated argument breaks out among everyone about what they should do next. Some believe that Lambert has deliberately trapped them in this situation, while others argue that Lambert is a trustworthy man and suspecting him would be wrong. Some suggest that they should take the girl back to her home and apologize to Curse of Lazar, hoping that if they admit their mistake and promise not to repeat it, he might forgive them. However, after much discussion and argument, they all reach the conclusion that there is no escape for them now. They believe that in these circumstances, Curse of Lazar will never forgive them, and therefore it would be better to carry out the plan to the end. Someone then points out that so far, no one has seen them and no one suspects them at all. At that moment, the man who had gone into the girl's room steps forward and says that the girl has seen his face. He angrily points out that the woman had gone into the room and removed the blindfold from the girl's eyes, and that she should not have done that. Hearing this, all the team members get angry at the woman and say that she made a serious mistake. The situation has now reached a point where the girl can no longer be ignored. Tension fills the room for a while. In the end, however, everyone decides that the amount of money they are going to receive in exchange for the girl is too large to walk away from. They agree to take the money and forget everything, as if they do not even know each other. According to them, the best option now is to complete the job. After this decision, everyone returns to their assigned roles. The sniper goes up to the roof to monitor the surrounding area, while the other team members spread out through different parts of the house to search and keep watch. Meanwhile, one of the female kidnappers goes into a separate room, turns on the television, and starts enjoying it. At the same time, the driver kidnapper quietly enters the room from behind and tries to scare her. He puts on a mask and suddenly makes strange noises, thinking it will just be a prank. However, the woman watching television gets genuinely frightened. She screams at him to immediately get out of her room and leave at once. The driver tries to explain that he was only joking and meant no harm, but the woman is so shaken that she cannot tolerate his presence in her room even for a minute and forces him to leave. The driver kidnapper then walks away. As he goes down to explore the lower rooms, he enters the basement and notices a refrigerator placed inside one of the rooms. As he is about to open it, the door of another nearby room suddenly opens by itself. Startled, he moves forward to check who opened the door. Walking toward the cellar, he calls out, asking if anyone is there, but receives no response. Silence surrounds him. Just as he is about to move back upstairs, something suddenly grabs his leg and pulls him hard. He desperately tries to scream for help, but no one hears his voice. Upstairs, the female kidnapper has the television turned on at a very high volume, which drowns out his screams. Because of this, no one hears him. Still, the woman senses that something is wrong. She immediately leaves her room and rushes downstairs toward the direction from where the sounds were coming. When she reaches there, she sees the driver kidnapper's head placed on the dining table, while his body is seated on a chair. The sight is horrifying and disgusting. Seeing this, the woman panics and starts screaming loudly. Hearing her scream, everyone rushes to the spot where the scene is unfolding. They all stand frozen, realizing that the driver kidnapper has been brutally murdered. His head has been severed from his body and placed on the table, while his body has been positioned on a chair. Everyone is deeply shaken, because it is an extremely painful and horrifying death. Everyone begins to think that the murder looks like the work of an animal, because such brutal killing is usually done by animals. But the very next moment, they realize that there is no animal anywhere around. The place is completely sealed, and there are no signs of anyone entering or leaving from outside. Confused, they start thinking more deeply. Soon, some of them reach the conclusion that there must be a bonetent here, someone so vicious that he kills humans the way animals do. Then someone recalls a very old story, one that spoke of a terrifying figure who slaughtered people mercilessly. A few of them remember an ancient legend about a vampire named Bondage, who had been alive for thousands of years. He killed humans with extreme brutality, just like a wild beast. The moment this thought crosses their minds, a strange fear settles deep inside everyone. At that point, one of the kidnappers named Ringle steps forward and says that just because the girl is lying on her bed does not mean that Voltage is not present here. He adds that it is also possible that one of them could be Voltage. He then clearly states that he no longer wants to be part of this plan and that he is leaving the building immediately. He says he will not stay in this haunted house even for a single moment, and that anyone who wants to come with him can do so right now. As he moves toward the door, he suddenly stops. Standing there is a new door, far stronger than before, locked from the outside. Shocked, he says that this door was not there earlier and questions where it suddenly came from. Some people try to stop him and calm him down, but by now everyone understands that leaving this place is the only sensible option. Together, they try to break the door, but it neither opens nor breaks. It is extremely strong and designed in such a way that no one can ever break it and escape. As they try even harder to force the door open, the walls of the building suddenly begin to seal themselves shut again. Iron walls start emerging, blocking every possible exit even more firmly, whether it is a window or a door. These iron walls are so strong that breaking them seems impossible. At that very moment, everyone realizes that they have been deliberately trapped in this place. Soon after, one of the men runs to get his rifle, but when he reaches the spot where he had kept it, the rifle is no longer there. Panicked, he rushes back and tells everyone that his rifle is missing from the place where he had left it. Hearing this, the others begin to believe that the girl they kidnapped must also be working together with Voltage. With this suspicion, they ask the female kidnapper to go and talk to the girl and find out whether Voltage is present here. The female kidnapper immediately goes to the girl and tries to talk to her. She asks whether anyone other than the 6 of them had entered the room. Frightened, the girl replies that she has been forbidden from telling anything, and if she does, she will be shot. The woman reassures her, making a pinky promise that no harm will come to her, and asks her to simply name who had come into the room. Trembling, the girl answers that the man who is the strongest in the group and who wears glasses is Voltage. Frank is Voltage. In reality, the girl had lied to the female kidnapper by saying that Frank was Voltage. Her true intention was different. She wanted them all to turn against one another, to fall into suspicion and conflict so that they would become each other's enemies. After this, the woman tells a kidnapper named Wrinkle that Frank is Voltage and that he has brought them all here to kill them. Wrinkle immediately denies this and says that it is not true because Frank himself wanted to escape from this place. The woman responds that this could all be an act. Wrinkle says that in such a situation, they must somehow get out of here alive. He decides to go down using another route and tells the woman to take a different path, saying they will meet downstairs after some time. As Wrinkle moves ahead, he suddenly stops at one spot. A strange sound is heard which makes the female kidnapper alert. She slowly moves toward Wrinkle. When she reaches him, she sees at one spot. A strange sound is heard which makes the female kidnapper alert. She slowly moves toward Wrinkle. When she reaches him, she sees been attacked and is now dead. Realizing this, the female kidnapper understands that this could be the work of Voltage, that is, Frank. Without wasting a moment, she takes out her gun and moves downstairs. Upon reaching there, she immediately holds Frank at gunpoint. In response, Frank also pulls out his gun and tries to reason with the female kidnapper, telling her that she does not trust him and has simply fallen for the words of that 10-year-old girl. He clearly states that he is not Voltage, because if he were, he would have already killed all of them by now. Frank then says that everything happening is because of that girl and that they must eliminate her immediately. And just as the man goes into the girl's room with the intention of killing her, he is about to shoot her when the female kidnapper suddenly arrives. She immediately holds him at gunpoint and sternly warns him that if he fires at the girl, she will kill him right there. At the same moment, Frank and the other woman also enter the room. The atmosphere becomes even more tense, and a heated argument breaks out among everyone. In this entire confrontation, only that woman is trying to protect the girl, while all the others insist that the girl must be killed immediately because she has now become a serious threat to them. Amid all this, the girl keeps pleading in a crying voice, asking them not to hurt her and to let her go. In response, the woman repeatedly reassures her, telling her not to worry and not to be afraid, saying that she is with her and will not let anyone harm her. But suddenly, the situation changes. The girl breaks free from the chains with her own hands. In the next moment, she takes on a terrifying form. Her fangs emerge and, screaming loudly, she attacks the man who is about to shoot her. Suddenly, Frank fires bullets at the girl, causing her to be thrown back and collapse at a distance. She loses consciousness for a few seconds. In that brief moment, everyone gets a chance to escape from the room. However, moments later, the girl stands up again, still in a semi-conscious state. Seeing this, Frank keeps firing at her while stepping out of the room and locks her inside. After this, everyone is badly shaken. They now fully realize that the girl herself is Voltage. Terrified and panicked, they all gather downstairs in the hall and begin thinking about how to destroy this vampire girl. Everyone suggests different ideas, but none of them seem to work. One thing they all believe is that vampires can be destroyed by sunlight, but then they realize that it is only 4 in the morning, and sunrise is still far away. There is no sunlight yet. Amid all this, the woman still stands in favor of saving the girl. She says that if they kill her, they will not be able to make any deal, and that would mean Dajjal will kill them. Frank then says that if they do not kill the girl, it is certain that she will kill all of them. In response, the female kidnapper clearly states that she is not part of their team and that she will not kill the girl. It becomes clear that 2 sides have now formed. On one side is Frank, along with the female kidnapper who is a hacker, and the fat man. These 3 are in favor of killing the girl, and they begin planning how to do it. After this, Frank goes toward the girl's room with his team of 3, carrying weapons made of wood. As soon as he opens the door, they are shocked to see that the girl is no longer inside the room. Everyone wonders where she could have gone, because the door was locked from the outside and there was no window in the room. In the midst of this confusion, the sound of a piano suddenly begins playing from upstairs. The melody is soft and beautiful. Unknowingly, all of their attention is drawn toward the music. Without thinking much, they step out of the room and begin moving in the direction of the sound. As they reach the place from where the music is coming, they are stunned to see the girl dancing. She is holding the body of one of their dead companions and dancing with it. The sight truly shocks them because the weight of that body would have been at least 60 to 70 kilograms, yet the girl, who looks no more than 10 years old, holds it as if it weighs no more than 2 kilograms. When the girl notices them approaching with weapons, she pretends to be frightened and begs for forgiveness. But the very next moment, she suddenly attacks them all. Everyone is terrified. They try to fight back, but the girl completely overpowers them, attacking with extreme brutality. Peter, who had brought a wooden rod to kill her, has the rod snatched from his hands, and she drives it straight through his leg, causing him unbearable pain. At the same time, another kidnapper wearing a Jesus Christ pendant around his neck is attacked. She pulls out the pendant itself and repeatedly stabs it into his chest. Witnessing this, the others are filled with fear, realizing they cannot face her. She is truly cruel and horrifying. After great difficulty, they all retreat to the lower corridor. There, the female kidnapper tells them that killing the girl is almost impossible, something they have already seen with their own eyes. She explains that she has a plan. She says they must use the same sedative injection that was used the first time to knock the girl unconscious. As soon as the injection is administered, the girl will pass out, and they can capture her and escape, saving their lives. Everyone agrees to this plan, as it has worked before. They decide to split up and search for the girl. Whoever encounters her will immediately inform the others via walkie-talkie. Saying this, they all move off in different directions. After some time, one of the female kidnappers, the hacker, slips and falls into a swimming pool. As she struggles to climb out, she sees nearly 200 dead bodies lying inside the pool. Horrified, she begins screaming. Hearing her cries, the others ask what has happened. She tells them that the pool below is filled with dead bodies. They are about to go and look when another member's voice comes through the walkie-talkie. Panic-stricken, he says the girl is right behind him and he is barely managing to escape. He urgently asks for help. Ignoring the pool and the bodies, everyone rushes toward the place where their companion is fleeing. In his attempt to save himself, the man hurriedly slips and falls down the stairs. In the hall below, the girl stands in front of them all and attacks Frank. Frank shouts desperately for help. The female kidnapper rushes forward and is about to inject the girl when the girl knocks the syringe out of her hand. It flies away and falls near the locked gate outside. At the same time, the hacker kidnapper tries to help Frank, but in return, the girl bites the female kidnapper's hand, creating chaos. With great difficulty, the female kidnapper manages to retrieve the syringe again. All of them force the girl down, pin her arms and legs, and inject her against her will. As soon as the injection takes effect, the girl loses consciousness. They then lift her and lock her inside a cage. Terrified, they beg her to tell them how to get out of the place, promising to release her. She refuses. Semi, whom the girl had bitten, asks whether she will turn into a vampire. The girl replies that it is possible. Hearing this, Semi breaks down and begins screaming. The girl then questions Frank, asking why he worked for her father and why he betrayed him. Everyone turns to look at Frank, wondering why he had worked for her father. The vampire girl reveals that the entire plan was hers and that Lambert worked for her. She had brought them all here so she could hunt them, kill them, and drink their blood. She explains one by one how each of them had harmed her father's company or personal life. The hacker had stolen a large amount of money from the company. Frank had arrested 3 of her father's closest associates. For this revenge, she had brought them all here to be killed. The female kidnapper accuses her of killing people only for pleasure. In response, the girl says she enjoys playing with her prey and torturing them, doing all this purely for her own amusement so that her father Kavis's trust in her remains intact. She declares that if she is released from the cage, she will spare 2 of them and kill the rest. Everyone realizes she is playing games with them again. When she refuses to reveal an escape route, they all leave her behind, with only Frankie remaining. She attempts to lure Frank, but he refuses to release her. As Frank turns to leave, she shatters the iron walls of the elevator with a mere gesture and steps out, revealing that it had all been an act. She is about to kill Frank when the female kidnapper smashes a nearby window. As sunlight streams in, it burns the vampire's hands instantly, making her scream in pain and retreat. Frank is saved, but then her hand bones begin regenerating. Writhing in agony, the girl gives Frank and the female kidnapper a chance to escape, and they run toward the library. As they reach the library, everyone steps into the sunlight and stands there. Joey cautiously checks herself, wondering whether something might happen to her in the sunlight, just like it did to the vampire girl. Slowly and nervously, she extends her fingers into the sunlight, but fortunately nothing happens. Seeing this, she feels relieved and slightly happy. Meanwhile, Frank searches for the book and he finds it. As soon as he pulls it out, he expects the door to open, but nothing happens. At that moment, Frank realizes that the girl had lied to him. Soon after, everyone collapses into exhaustion and sits down in one place because there are no options left. All exits are sealed, and no one can figure out what to do next. Joey then sits beside the female kidnapper and asks her about her daughter. She asks whether she deliberately stayed away from her child or if there was another reason. The female kidnapper emotionally replies that she loves her child very much. She explains that she stayed away because this kidnapping job promised a lot of money. With that money, she wanted to start a new life and reset everything. Hearing this, an idea strikes Joey. She realizes that to escape the building, they must reset its security system. For that, they need to find a power source and short-circuit it, which would deactivate the entire security system and allow them to escape. They form a team once again and head out in different directions to find the power source. They stay in constant contact through walkie-talkies and decide that if anyone encounters the vampire, they will inform the others immediately and face her without fear. Even after searching for a long time, they find neither the vampire girl nor any power source. Later, we see that Semi moves ahead of Peter while searching for the power source. Suddenly, strange changes begin to occur in her body. Her voice fades away and the bite mark on her hand starts healing on its own. Soon, it becomes clear that Semi has been possessed by the vampire girl. Now the vampire can control everything through Semi's body. Using Semi, the vampire attacks Peter. Semi bites Peter on the neck and brutally drains all his blood. Hearing Peter's painful screams, Frank and the female kidnapper rush toward the sound. When they arrive, they see Semi drinking Peter's blood. At that moment, they realize that Semi has also become a vampire. Barely managing to escape from her, they run toward the lower hall. When they reach there, they see that the entire hall is flooded with bright sunlight. As soon as Semi moves to attack them, both of them step further into the sunlight. They pick up a plate and reflect the sunlight directly onto Semi. As it is known what happens when a vampire's body comes into direct contact with sunlight, the result is horrifying. Semi's body violently explodes and she is completely destroyed. Suddenly, a door opens. Frank, followed by the female kidnapper, moves toward the door. As they move forward, they discover a control room through which everything was being controlled. They realize that they had been under constant surveillance from this place. As Frank steps further inside, he sees Lambert standing there, the same man who had hired them for the job. Frank points his gun at him and accuses him of betrayal. Soon, they realize that Lambert himself is also a vampire, and that he is extremely ruthless. Lambert tells them that he brought them here for a deal. He wants their help in killing the girl and her father. When Frank asks why he brought them here, Lambert explains that his job is to bring the girl's father's enemies to this place. He reveals that the girl turned him into a vampire 2 years ago, and that happened because of Frank. Since then, Lambert has been working for her because she threatened and tortured his family. To protect them, he had no choice but to bring her father's enemies here. Now he wants Frank's help to kill both the girl and her father. In return, he promises Frank anything he wants and all their property. While saying this, he brutally grabs the female kidnapper by the throat, causing her to lose consciousness. Frank agrees and asks what he must do. Lambert tells him that he must become a vampire as well and bites him. Afterward, Lambert tells Frank that his first kill should be the woman, and by drinking her blood, he will gain power. However, while Lambert turns away, Frank drives a wooden weapon into his body, one capable of killing a vampire. Lambert dies instantly. It is now clear that Frank has become a vampire, and his intentions are dangerous. He attacks the female kidnapper, fully understanding Lambert's plan to kill the girl and her father and claim the entire empire. At that moment, the vampire girl Abigail appears. Unaware that Frank is now a vampire, she attacks him. Frank overpowers her, throws her to the ground, and drains her blood, leaving her unconscious. Taking advantage of the moment, the female kidnapper tries to escape and calls her child, but the call does not connect. Frank arrives and begins torturing her brutally. When she asks why he doesn't kill her quickly, Frank replies that there is no fun in that and continues torturing her. Suddenly, the vampire girl returns and saves the woman, telling her that if she helps kill Frank, she will let her go. Frank continues attacking both of them. They fight bravely but are overpowered. At the last moment, the vampire girl knocks Frank down and tries to stab him with a wooden stake. The female kidnapper joins her, and together they force the stake into Frank's body. His body explodes, killing him instantly. Silence fills the room. As the woman leaves, Mr. Wand, the girl's father, appears and is about to kill her. The vampire girl intervenes, saying the woman saved her life. Mr. Wand spares her. The movie is highly complex and survival-based, containing both romantic and terrifying scenes. If you do not like gore or horror, please avoid watching it. You may subscribe to the channel for more movies if you wish.